so today we're going to learn about mean absolute deviation, how to calculate and what does it mean. So definition, the mean absolute deviation of a set of data is the average distance between each data value and the mean. So that's why for the warm-up we had a review of how to find the mean, right? All right. When the mean absolute deviation is high, this means that the data is very spread out. Or inconsistent. So going back to the warm-up, which class period may have a high mean absolute deviation? Period 1. Period 1. Because we saw a big variance there, right? When the mean absolute deviation is low, this means that the data is not spread out. Or consistent. And then you share that with us, okay, without maybe realizing that, right? So thank you. All right, so there are some steps to calculating the MAD. As we fill in each step, we're going to do the example down here, okay? So first step, calculate the mean of the data. All right, so we are going to calculate the MAD of the following data. We are going to round to the nearest 10 if necessary. So this is number of texts sent per day. Okay, so we're just going to fill in our data here. 54, 48, 60, 55, 59, 54. And I want you to go ahead with your table group and determine the mean of our data. The number of texts sent per day. What is our mean? Alright, good. So y'all got the mean as 55. And you can just go ahead and fill it in each time. Not totally necessary. But it kind of goes along with our next step. We are going to subtract the mean from each data value. And as we subtract our mean from the data value, we want to find the absolute value of the differences. What's absolute value mean?
If it's a negative, you take off the negative, just the number itself.
Why? What's absolute value?
It's the distance.
It's distance. Distance is always positive. You got it. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to show work on what we're going to put in our calculator. Okay? So it doesn't matter if you subtract data minus the mean, you're finding an absolute deviation, right? So you're basically just subtracting those numbers. 54 minus 55, 48 minus 55, 60 minus 55, 55 minus 55, 59 minus 55, 54 minus 55. And go ahead and fill in the last column of your absolute deviation. I'm sorry, the absolute value. All right. If your mean ends up being a decimal and not a whole number, if your mean is a decimal, use tenths place. Okay, don't go any further. Okay, just stop at the tenths place and you'll use that as your mean. Okay, so it could be 55.1, because sometimes you're going to see decimals as your mean, and that's okay. All right, who wants to share their absolute value? What's the first one is? Absolute value is distance from 0. So -1 is 1 away. So continue.
7, 5, 0, 4, 1.
All right, last step. Guess what? You're going to calculate the mean again, but of the absolute value. So go ahead and determine the mean of the absolute value. All right, what is our mean absolute deviation? 3. Are we good with that? So, mean absolute deviation, let's go back and look at that definition. It is the average distance between each data value, right, and the mean. So the average distance, so 3 is the average distance that all your data value is from 55. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, I do want you to fill this in. Maybe underneath, I can see that you have some space right here. What does the mean absolute deviation mean in this situation? We read the definition. So in context, what can we write that this means? Okay. What do these data value represent? Number of texts sent per day. And the MAD is 3. What can we write that 3 means?
The average difference between the mean and
the average, can we use some words here?
The average number
Average number texts.
No, the difference between the average number.
What's the same? 3
Is the average distance.
is the average number of texts sent. I will say.
Varies by 3.
Okay, say that again.
The average number of texts sent each day varies
From the mean.
Yeah. The average number of
Texts sent per day.
varies by 3.
By 3.
By an average. Varies by an average of 3 texts.
Okay. The average number of texts sent per day. What do you want to edit?
Varies by an average of 3.
Very. Okay. So say it from the very beginning.
So the average number of texts sent per day varies by an average of 3 to the mean.
From. Is it varies by an average?
Yeah.
Varies by an average of 3 from the mean.
Yeah.
So varies could also be like the distance by the average of 3, right? From the mean. So your mean is 55. Your data value, or the average, means that the distance of your data value is about 3 from 55. Are we good with that? All right. Yes.
What does mean?
Number 1, the mean absolute deviation is 5.4. This is referring to number of points made per game. What does the MAD, the mean absolute deviation, mean in this situation? What you got?
The number of points made in each game vary by approximately 5.4 to the mean number.
Compared to the mean. Yeah. So the distance is 5.4 from the mean. So average points per game, right? Questions, clarify. Do we all get 5.4?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, grades on math assignments. The mean absolute deviation 4.7. Who wants to share what the mean absolute deviation means in this situation? the scores are 4.7 away from your average, right? So you can see how much it varies, right? The distance from the mean. So comparing these two, even though they're not related, which one has more consistent data value? Good. Example number 2. Good. All right, so the very last page is your homework, but we're going to do an activity. Based on what we've learned, which of these should have the greater mean absolute deviation?
The first one.
Why? This one's going to be greater because it's not consistent. Our data values they are more spread out. And what can we say about second period's mean absolute deviation? It's more consistent, so you're going to have a smaller mean absolute deviation. Awesome.